Hello, everyone. Welcome to Home with Jess Nilson. Today, we're chatting with our guest, Kim Heupel, and we're going to talk all things Realtor in Aberdeen, South Dakota. Thanks for being here, Kim.
Thank you for having me, Jess.
Yes. So, before we get too into real estate, can you tell us a little about yourself? Like, where'd you grow up? Do you have any kids or pets? What do you do for fun?
Oh, sure. Well, I did grow up in Aberdeen, and I went to Phoenix for about 7 years and have returned back to Aberdeen and have been here since. I have 2 stepkids and a soon-to-be husband.
Well, that's fun.
I know, very fun. I love to camp. I love anything outdoors, bonfires, yes. Going hiking. I would include softball and volleyball, though it's been a long time since I physically played them, but I still play with the kids in the neighborhood. But yes, anything like that.
I love it. Where's somewhere you've gone camping recently? Where's the last camping place?
The last spot that we were at was down, oh my gosh, by the Chamberlain. I don't remember the name of the resort there, but we were down by Chamberlain.
And do you camp or do you glamp?
Well, we have the camper.
Okay, so like somewhere in the middle.
Yes, I mean, I got to have some amenities.
Yes, I agree. I like to glamp myself, so
we do still grill outside. We don't use the inside kitchenette, but we do have the luxury of the AC if we need it.
Yes, and it counts. You've got the kids out in nature. You got yourself out in nature. It counts.
We take our golf cart. We take the boat. Yes. We do all the fun stuff.
The golf cart. We did have a fun ride on the golf cart the other day. Yes.
It was a little rough.
Yes. Well, thank you for sharing a little about you. That's awesome. People like to know those details. So
absolutely.
How about if we have a little fun here? We're going to look at some pictures and we're going to try to come up with some little ads for them.
Oh no!
Right. So these are courtesy of Zillow. Here's the first one. So, let's say you walk in and this is the bedroom. What do you say?
Moo? I don't know. It kind of looks like a cow's bedroom.
It does. The black and white, yes, the mirrors on the back wall are also very unique. I'll be like, and here's some unique design from 1989.
Maybe even before.
That
carpeting. The entire bed frame is made with the carpet.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
No. And it kind of looks like a waterbed, Jess.
I know. It may be. It may be a waterbed.
Yikes.
If we were there, I would
flashes.
Have to find out.
Remodel entirely.
So here we have another one.
So
you walk in and this is what you're showing. What do you say?
Oh, I guess before just even looking at it, all I smell is cigarettes and 70s shag carpet and all that stuff we used to do. Look at that.
Oh, I know. And compact living at its finest. We really use the space to its fullest.
That's
because
a stove in between the washer and dryer. That's awesome.
The stove and the washer and the dryer. They worked it out.
Wow.
Let's see. Let's check one more here.
They probably would have been better taking that off.
Maybe.
Oh, hello, Disney.
Oh, Mickey Mouse scares me a little.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's probably the most updated one of all so far.
I think the ad could read like, unique charm. I don't even know. I was going to...
Can't afford a Disney trip? We got the place for you. Come live here. You will have all the Disney you need.
Mickey Mouse is here for breakfast every morning. No. And so this is why we tell clients to, kind of declutter a little for things like this.
The problem with this isn't even necessarily decluttering. That is their total decor. Even their lamp shades.
The lamp has Mickey on it. It does.
Yeah,
it does.
That's not even just like declutter. That is truly their entire decor of the room.
They love it. We're going to go ahead and say no. No.
I think all of the above would have been a no, but nonetheless humorous to see.
Yes. So those are courtesy of Zillow. Thank you, Zillow. Thanks for playing along, Kim. That's fun.
That took me off guard. I didn't know what we were going to be looking at.
You just never know.
Oh.
So on a more serious note, though, can you tell us, Kim, what does it mean to have been voted Aberdeen's #1 realtor? There were 9 other agents in this category, and you were nominated and then won Aberdeen American News 2022 Reader's Choice Best Real Estate Agent.
I was shocked. I was really shocked. I am so honored, and I can't thank people enough, whether it's my coworkers, whether it's my clients first and foremost, my family who supports the odd hours and the things that we do to conduct a professional career in real estate. But thank you so much. I mean, I was just honored. It's just been, 8 years in the business, and I've usually been up into at least the nominations, the top 5 that they nominate. But to win, I was shocked. I didn't expect that to come. So
yay!
I know, it was definitely like, wow, this is my year. 2022 is my year.
That's so great. I just think it's such a wonderful testament to your hard work, right? Because, we know a lot of those names, those other agents, and they've been in this a long time too. So you were up there with some really big names in real estate here in Aberdeen. So congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes.
And Gen C actually won also for Best Real Estate Office.
We did. And we've worked hard to earn that title as well. The last few years, Gen C has really done a lot of hard work, and it's a well-earned award for Gen C agency as well. Yes. So if people are out looking for a new realtor, what would you tell them? Do you have any advice, tips, tricks? How do you find a realtor in Aberdeen?
Because everyone's starting with that kind of using social media to look at reviews and to get a feel for the realtors in the area that they're coming, and that's fine. That's great. But we all know, too, that some of those maybe are not the most reliable. I feel like you still need to actually chat with the maybe your top 3, okay?
Yep.
Call them, chat a little bit. We all operate in a different fashion.
Yep.
You want to find who's going to be the one that communicates with you in the fashion you want to be communicated with.
Yes.
Today many people want text. And that's fine. I like to text too because you always have a record. But because of work and things of that nature, or if you're somebody who wants your agent to be calling you 3 times a day with updates, you need to establish that from the start, so that your agent also knows your expectations, and can potentially say, hey, I might not have an update 3 times a day, but you do need to find a personality match, and somebody you feel comfortable working with, because guess what? We get pretty close during these transactions.
Agreed, yes.
And we don't need to know all your personal details. No, we don't get that close as far as your finances and things.
Yeah.
We do need to work with your lender to know where you qualify.
Yes.
But, through this process, you and I can both say, you get to know your clients very well. This is
really
something you open up to them about a lot of things. We get to kind of find out how they live, as far as, okay, these guys love the outdoors. It's very important for them to have a yard. Or, hey, these clients want nothing to do with outside.
Yes.
They are gone. They're traveling.
Small
they're in
yards.
sports.
Yep.
So it's imperative that the agent you choose knows what you're really looking for and knows your expectations and how you want the transaction to be handled.
Yes. So it sounds like it's really about the client as far as your perspective anyway. You want to match your client's needs, it
Correct.
sounds like. Yeah.
I that's exactly how I look at that.
Yeah. Well, that's a wonderful thing, and clearly it's working for you, Aberdeen's best realtor. Yes. So how about if we go into rates just a little bit? Courtesy of Dakota Bank Mortgage, Chad Vetter and Jarrett Beal send these out. The 30-year fixed, 5% down, the prime rate right now is 6.875. So, that's a pretty high rate from what we've seen over the past few years. What are your thoughts?
Well, we kind of knew this was coming because I do keep up on the statistics that are happening national or nationwide because they do come our way. So we knew this was coming, unfortunately. And there's not a lot that we can do right now. The market is a little bit volatile.
Yeah.
We're going through some changes. We got to keep in mind that these rates are still not bad rates, okay?
Right,
we did talk about the fact, in previous discussions that, back in the 80s, they were between 12 and 15%.
Yep.
Now, we don't want to go back to the 80s. We don't want to live in the past. But with these rates, it's shocking a lot of our current buyers.
Yes.
But for the buyers that haven't been in the market when the rates were 3 or 4 or 5%, these still are not detrimental rates.
Yes.
The one thing is that it's causing is the buyers that were out pre-approved beforehand, they're having to re-talk to their lender and get, I don't want to say reapproved, but they need to go back through those numbers to make sure that they are comfortable with their monthly payments because this has changed their buying power significantly.
Right. And so I'm going to touch on that just a little bit. I'm going to use some rough math here. So buying power, Kim mentioned, and this is a big deal. If you're buying a $100,000 house for easy math, okay, and you put 5% down, When we were at the 3% rate for your mortgage, your payment was going to be roughly $1,085. Okay, and now, so the rate is 6.875, but your actual annual percentage rate is 7.2. And that's the difference between what Fed puts out and what the bank needs to make. So at 7.2, you're going to be paying about $1,280 a month for that same $100,000 house. Just to give you an example of buying power.
So that's an additional about $200 a month.
Right? I mean, that's significant.
Significant.
Yeah.
So when we talk about it changing the buyer's buying power, that throws off their debt to income ratios. It throws all of those off.
Yes.
And so, say again at a $250,000 approval, you might now be down to that 200 range to focus on to keep within your monthly comfort level.
Yep.
And your, again, debt to income lending ratios.
Yep. And so these things are all a little technical, and we do always recommend that you talk to your lender about anything mortgage, right? We know enough to be dangerous. No, just kidding. We're pretty well informed, but always talk to a lender about mortgage rates and anything that has to do with that.
Because they have other opportunities too, such as buying down points. I mean, they have things that they can work with you on. Ultimately, you're still really going to pay that price in one direction or another, whether it's now or down the road.
Yep.
But they do have some options for you, so it's very wise to run that through your lender.
And then I'm going to go ahead and quote our fearless leader, Melanie Bobby here. Melanie always says, date the rate, marry the house. Rates fluctuate, people, so keep that in mind, definitely.
Right. You can always refinance if they do happen to go down.
Yep.
Because you're not committed to that for the entire 30 years.
Yeah. So that's kind of fun stuff. We gave everybody a little tidbit on rates and buying power. Is there anything that you want to share with us today, Kim, about you in real estate? What do you got going on?
Right now we're seeing, a lot of things. I do a coffee with Kim on Saturday mornings live on Facebook, and I do a lot of updates with that. That's market information that tells us how many houses were listed that week, how many we closed. Yes. I try and let the community also know about community events. Yes. I do feel that's a big deal here in Aberdeen. We have a lot of small businesses. We have corporate, businesses, but there are always things happening, and I do feel that we need to promote that a little bit here in our community. So I always let them know of the fun things happening.
Yes.
We've got a lot of investment opportunities right now in our market. So I have, been telling people if it's a time that you've been thinking about it, or if you have been thinking about investment, this might be a time for you.
Yep.
People are still going to rent. That's never going to change. So, and again, you can make yourself some money at that level.
Yep. There's always going to be tenants out there. That's a real thing.
Yes. Even though their rates have gone significantly high,
Yes, the rental market is a whole different, a different conversation, definitely. But Coffee with Kim sounds really interesting. I love it. I try to tune in whenever I can. I love that you share community events on there as well. It's such a great thing for Gencey Agency and for yourself. So it's wonderful. I'm glad I get to rub shoulders with you on a regular basis. It warms my heart. So how can people get in touch with you, Kim? If they're looking for a realtor, how do they get a hold of you?
The best way to reach me is my cell phone, 605-228-9623. Or you can always email me, just kimheupel@yahoo.com. But texting is probably, not texting, cell phone. Calling or texting would be the easiest option and the fastest route.
All right. Well, Kim, thank you so much for chatting with us today on Home with Jess Nilson.
Thank you so much for having me. Hope to see you soon.